Hello, this is a quick tour of my solar system. This is a 16 panel so far. I have 6 kilowatts coming in. This is enough to power my entire home with a 4-ton AC, a 1-ton heat pump, and a half-ton window unit for the shed. The way I run it is this was originally a generator outlet. What we've done is we've changed the 50 amp generator outlet to a 60 amp and the generator inlet, and we've made this the solar inlet so that we can never backfeed at the same time as the solar, either solar or grid. You can have one or the other. In an emergency, I can turn the solar off and be right back on grid. And the way that works, I'm actually always on grid because that was my primary panel. It's now my secondary panel because I have this. This is a 200 amp GE panel that is now my main service. That's my original service. That's the 150 amp. This is where the magic, where the grid tie, where my master electrician came in and fixed it for me. Obviously, he took off the generator and lamp and put in a 60 amp here. This is what feeds to the inverter. Now, that goes underground over here, up into here. So you can see it goes into here to the inverter from the grid and out on this one to my house. And I have a generator hook up here as well, so that goes to the inverter. So I'm using a Schneider XW Pro. I'll go ahead and show you what I've got over here. What we have is 3 EG4 batteries. The newest one, I got it because it talks to the Schneider inverter better. That is the 2 older ones. They actually talk to it also now with the new firmware. This is the heart of the system. I'll go and close it so it looks a little better. I've got to put it back together. But this is the beautiful inverter that manages everything. The way it's coming in, if you see, I've got grid one. This is the grid over here. That is my generator connection right there. That is the out. So that's the, excuse me. Yeah, so you see that's AC1. That's AC2. I don't want to get too close to it, touch it. But yeah, so this is basically the power management system. If I want to use the generator on this, all I have to do is come, turn off the grid, turn on the generator, and voila, I can run directly from here. So if the grid's down, it will still run. If the power goes off, it runs on battery. But if the batteries get low and I want to charge it on, the generator, I have to switch that. So that is the one manual thing I'd have to do with the generator. Now you can get the generator auto start that will fix that if you don't want to do it. My next project is I'm actually going to take that 50 amp generator inlet and put it back on my new main. I'll put it on the new main feed. This one is going to be my next solar system. It's only going to be for charging a car and running one air conditioner. So I'm actually going to get a second set of panels at some point in the very near future. These are my backyard mount. I'm going to put some on the roof, and those will be for charging the car. I had this up with the old solar system. I only used it like a year and a half. I'm going to keep using it. It's a PV combiner box. My Schneider does not require that. I kept it in place because when I get my next solar system, I'm going to wind up using that 3-string combiner box into one because this one, the other inverter likes low voltage. The Schneider can deal with pretty much any voltage, up to 600 volts. But yeah, it's a really great system. I'm very happy with it. But the key to making it work was this logic. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move this 60 amp down. I am going to go ahead and put another generator interlock here. We'll have 60 amp here will be labeled solar 1. Another 60 amp over here will be labeled solar 2. And I've already got a 20 amp 2-pole 240 breaker over here that's just going to run a square D surge protector down here. So I'll have a surge protector here and a surge protector over here at each end. I have, so I'm making sure I have multiple points of protection. But I'm also going to make sure if there is a problem with my solar system, I wouldn't be able to use this generator tie-in, say if there was something wrong with my solar or some disaster or whatever. So what I'll be able to do here, once I move this down and put the 50 amp up here with the interlock I already have, in an emergency, I can go ahead and run my house from this generator right here directly. And that's my generator. I don't like running the house from the generator. I prefer charging the batteries from with it and then running from the batteries, because that's not a clean power generator. It definitely is a little bit dirty. It's the WGen 9500 Westinghouse generator. It's a cheaper $1,000 generator. It's not meant to run a house, but I'm pulling it off and it works. But yeah, this is my system. As you can see, I got a new electrical tie-in. They came and inspected it. They loved it. I did not like what we did up here, but we had to do that for some reason. It worked. There's no leaks. I tested it. It just rained a lot and we didn't have any problems. I've got gutter guards up there, so nothing's getting in it. This is the old thing that was there. They pulled this out. So I'm going to go drop that off at a recycle place someday soon. But that's it.